According to spaceweather.com, protons are raining down on Earth today, following an explosion on the far side of the Sun. This has generated an S1 class solar radiation storm. The blast on the far side of the Sun hurled a magnificent CME into space, and this was recorded by the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, SOHO. Shockwaves in the leading edge of the CME accelerated the protons and scattered them throughout the solar system, even towards the Earth on the opposite side of the Sun. Our planet's magnetic field is capturing these particles and directing them towards the poles, where they are causing a polar cap absorption event. Within the red shaded areas of this image, shortwave radio transmissions are blacked out. Frequencies below 30 MHz are the most affected, and pilots, for example, flying over international routes over the poles, they may notice that onboard shortwave radios don't work for the duration of their Arctic transit. NASA's Advanced Composite Solar Sail System is circling the Earth in full view of observers around the world today. One astronomer photographed it cutting through the Milky Way over the Czech Republic on September the 7th. The brightness variations in this photograph confirm that the sail is tumbling, and believe it or not, this is intentional. The sail was unfurled on August the 24th without altitude control. NASA is learning how to manoeuvre a sail under these conditions, and soon, altitude control will be imposed for further testing. Until then, the sail's brightness will vary from naked eye invisibility to slow flares rivaling the brightest stars in the sky. SpaceX's trailblazing Polaris Dawn mission will soon begin its daring trek into Earth's orbit, and with it, the plunge through the belt of radiation wrapped around our planet known as the Van Allen radiation belt. The 4-person crew will lift off from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida today after a series of launch delays attributed to technical issues and bad weather. Very soon, the crew will attain a maximum height of 870 miles, 3 times the altitude of the International Space Station, and further than any human has flown since the Apollo era missions over 50 years ago. Over the course of the 5-day mission, as it flies at this record altitude, the SpaceX Dragon Resilience capsule carrying the crew members, this will pass through the inner Van Allen radiation belt, and this belt is one of 2 donut-shaped swaths of highly energetic particles from the Sun that are magnetically trapped around our planet. Astronauts who embark on longer and further missions into space, to Mars for instance, they must safely pass through these belts to reach outer space. So this mission is a unique opportunity to perform research in an increased radiation environment. The SpaceX Crew capsule has undergone rigorous testing to ensure its avionics don't fry from the harsh radiation, which would otherwise deprive the crew members of crucial navigation and communication capabilities. While the SpaceX team tested the limits of avionics components by hitting radiation onto them until they broke, these upcoming plunges will test that capability in real time, and these plunges will provide crucial data to advanced technologies such as spacesuits and life support instruments that will be necessary for longer crewed missions in the future. Scientists also plan to look for any biological effects caused by radiation by comparing the crew members' health before and after the flight, which would then be valuable in crafting effective countermeasures and personalising medicine for astronauts on future missions.